Hey there, Enneagram 9. Welcome to 9 and 9 and our series, Love Me True. Now, I know that as a 9, conflict and disconnect is what you most want to avoid in the important relationships of your life. And honestly, that's what we're going to talk about here, because every relationship has disconnect, has conflict, and as hard as that is for the Enneagram 9 to face, to want to deal with, it's a part of being in relationship. And so I hope you find today's episode really helpful to you as we share ways that you can love others well and ways that they can love you well. This is 9 in 9, Enneagram Wisdom for Life. I'm Jen Stanley. Let's dive in. So for the Enneagram 9, we want to look at the core differences of an Enneagram 9 paired with, any other number. And we want to remember that 9s are actually in that doing focused triad. Now, this seems maybe unexpected, but it's true. They sit right between the 8 and the 1. And so the 9 has those bodily sensations, the gut instinct, the sense of knowing exactly what to do in most situations. Now, a 9 is also doing repressed. So just like that 3 and the 6, the 9 is both and so they have a strong doing center of intelligence, and then also, honestly, they shut it down really, really fast. And so this can cause disconnect in relationships because, it can be hard to understand a 9 that's so motivated and gets so much done, and then also has a hard time being assertive and taking a stand for themselves in relationships. And so there's two of the core differences. From a time orientation place, we want to talk about the fact that 9s are past time oriented. And so they feel very comfortable pulling from the past. They know what to expect because it's already happened. They know that they know the harmony that existed in the past. They know that the conflict got resolved in the past. And so it's very comfortable for a 9 to rely on the past to help them interpret whatever's going on in the present moment. The bid for connection from a 9 runs deep. And it is this idea that you matter. When a 9 was young, the childhood message that got missed, that a 9 needs in their core is knowing that they matter. Their presence matters, their opinion matters, their voice matters, their work matters. And this is one that is it brings such joy to meet this bid for connection, because if you simply say to the 9, hey, you really matter to me, that speaks very deeply to an Enneagram 9. Now, an Enneagram 9 is going to have all kinds of expectations, just like all the other numbers do when they come into a relationship. But some of the expectations are going to be that relationships should be easy. There should be this peaceful, easy feeling, like the Eagles say when they're in a relationship. That conflict should just kind of take care of itself, and maybe we don't really have to address that because it will probably just all be okay anyway. Often an Enneagram 9 would rather stay silent than to bring something up that's going to cause disharmony, that's going to cause fragmentation, that's going to cause anything to rock the boat. Okay, Enneagram 9, here is the heart that I have for you on how to love others well. And the words on this heart are show up. First, I want you to show up in your relationships confident that you matter. That means go ahead, express your opinion and use your voice. Because if you're in a relationship with a person who cares about you and who loves you, your voice does matter to them. So if you have an opinion, if you have thoughts on what you want, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to use your voice and just show up, and to show up as your whole self with a relationship. It really will make your bond deeper. I also want you to show up when conflict occurs. Please don't run away from it. Please don't back down from it. Please don't say, oh, this doesn't matter. It's too much energy. It'll be fine. Let's just skip it. No, please show up in conflict, because as your wing 8 might remind you, conflict in relationships can bond people together. So please don't be afraid to show up in conflict and stick it out. Don't run away. And finally, I want to invite you to just show up to your own life. Sometimes I find that 9s have a hard time knowing what they actually want, what they actually need. They could tell you what everybody else needs, but they struggle to really know and express their own desires. And so I want to invite you that the more you show up to you, the better and richer your relationships will be. And here's the heart for those of us who want to love an Enneagram 9 well. And on it, it's going to say the word peace. Because we know that the 9s so value peace and harmony. And so when we love them well, more peace will be found within the relationship. So the first thing we can do with the Enneagram 9, and as I mentioned it before, is remind them, you matter to me. You, your whole self, your personal identity, it matters to me, and I want you to bring all of you to our relationship. So you may find that you need to help draw out what their true desires are. You may need to give them some time to think about, but don't forget to follow up. Ask them, what is it that you want to do? What would be the ideal vacation that you would take? And again, I think 9s will maybe try to sort of go, oh, it doesn't matter, you pick, I'm happy as long as everyone else is happy. But if you love the 9, remind them that something that makes you happy is knowing their desires and that they've fully expressed who they are with you. And then finally, if you happen to notice that your Enneagram 9 is being a little passive aggressive, this is when you need to lean in very gently, very softly, and say, hey, it seems like there's something going on. Can we talk about it? If you notice that passive aggressiveness and you come back at them with confrontation or why are you doing this? All that's going to do is shut them down. So if you want to love them well, if you notice that something is bothering them, it might be coming out a little passively, just slow down and invite them to actually talk it out and to be with you in that. Loving an Enneagram 9 is so beautiful because they will love you back very, very well, and you will create together a very peaceful and whole environment. Hi there. If you're in a season of life where you're trying to remember or rediscover or reconnect with the person that you know you truly are, Enneagram 101, Authentically You, is a 6-week course where we come together as a group and we really dive deep into your Enneagram number. And what that does is it helps you not only know yourself and have confidence in who you truly are, but it really helps you communicate, understand, and have compassion and empathy for the people in your life.
There's something really exciting that there's an actual number, name, a whole group of adjectives to describe how you feel.
I've learned so much about myself, about my relationships with others, and even my marriage.
I think everybody can benefit from taking this class.
This is so helpful and so insightful in communication with other people, whether it's family members or whether it's co-workers. So I encourage you, give it a chance, give it a try. See what you learn about yourself and others.